What's up, team? This is Frank and this is Celeste. Okay, her name isn't Celeste, it's Madeline, and she's dead set on climbing Mount Celeste. This game does a great job of weaving an interesting tale with unique characters as you jump, grab, and dash your way to the summit. Although it's pretty, charming, and runs with an easy to learn but difficult to master motif, there's also a deep and touching story about people coping with crippling depression and anxiety. The conversations between characters were well written and worth checking out, and it was really cool how the text boxes all sort of match the characters' personalities. In order to proceed, you'll have to master a few mechanics. Madeline has the ability to grab and climb walls, but can only do this for a short time before she gets tired and has to let go. She can also perform a single dash in any direction, which changes her hair color. You can only get the dash back in a few situations, like landing on the ground, bouncing off springs, or a handful of other environmental mechanics throughout the game. Like these green crystals, they reset her dash for some sustained high-flying challenges. In your travels, you'll find these strawberries, which are sometimes well hidden and placed in precarious places. You only need to collect them if you want to 100% the game though. Alternatively, you could also hunt these B-side tapes, which afford you a mixed up and even more challenging version of the chapter. Right, there are 9 chapters in total, with the last 2 chapters hidden until you've collected enough gems and crystal hearts. Oh, and remember how I said the story grapples with some tense and serious themes? Well, the levels actually mirror the trials and tribulations that Madeline is facing. If you start doubting yourself, things get tougher and almost seem impossible, but believe in yourself and the levels relax and you feel unstoppable. All told, even with simple pixel sprites and graphics, the extra layers added through fluid animations, challenging, unique and pretty environments, character portraits, and voice inflection made this an interesting and immersive experience for me. And that's it. That's everything you really need to know to get started in Celeste. In the end, the game offers a truly difficult summit to reach, and each of my victories was paved with a multitude of deaths. If you find the game too difficult, it does offer a chance to play with assist mode on, where you can change some things like game physics, give yourself infinite air dashes, invincibility, or even slow down the game's speed. There are also a number of conveniences which help with the try and restart gameplay, like you can save and quit at any time and you'll start right back at the beginning of the last platforming segment you left off at. Also, many chapters are divided into sub-areas which can easily be accessed from the level select menus. This was super convenient when I was revisiting an area to find some wayward strawberries or other collectibles. And it was cool how the game saved automatically after you collected something, freeing you to leave and move on to the next objective. Oh, and the game also has more content which I have yet to unlock. Like apparently once you beat all the B-side chapters, you'll get access to a C-side, which further changes the chapter and expands upon the challenges and mechanics you've seen thus far. And beating these challenges will open up a variant menu, which allows you to mess around with more of the game's physics and mechanics. Collecting everything will take you a lot of time and effort. I relied on some online guides to help me since a lot of the content is hidden behind some secret breakable walls, structures, and surprising locations that can only be reached with some tenacity and perseverance. If you love challenging platformers which allow you to scale the difficulty to meet your level of skill and also has a surprisingly touching and memorable story, then you might really enjoy Celeste. If you don't like try and restart gameplay, which prizes superhuman dexterity and puzzling challenges to stifle your progression, then you might just pass on this game. For my part, I really enjoyed my first run, which took me just under 8 hours to complete. I was also pleasantly surprised to see the amount of content I missed the first time and gladly continued playing to collect and gain access to chapter 8 and 9, which further expanded upon the challenges and story. I even liked the retro Celeste game I unlocked and in general was surprised by how immersed I got with the experience. And remember, this was a quick and dirty review of Celeste. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It might help my channel grow. And check out my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon if you're looking for other ways to support me. And as usual, huge shout out to my subs and Patreons. You make this entire channel go.